Hey guys, it's Julie Abels from Ridgelight Ranch, and I am going to try to show you how to draw a turtle today. So I've been on a roll drawing turtles for some reason. I don't know why. Been doing wood burning, been doing on sand dollars, wood slices, coasters. It's been a lot of fun. A lot of these items are up for sale in my Ridgelight Ranch Etsy shop. But for now, I thought we would just draw this turtle. And it's actually really simple. So you guys are going to be really excited about this. If you like turtles, this is the way to go. All right, I'm going to start with pencil, but I'm going to try and draw dark enough you can see it. But remember, when you're drawing, try to always draw really light, almost so you can't see it. The first thing we want to do is make a circle. Now, don't be hard on yourself if your circle's not perfect, because circles are kind of hard sometimes. The next thing we do is kind of give it a point off the back, and this is going to be the back of the shell, and then we're going to kind of smush it flat. All right, so that's going to be our turtle shell. So you can see how even this angle is going to kind of come out, and we're going to round it off here. All right, so now what this ends up looking like when you come back later with your pen, not that you would do pen now, but I want to make sure that you can see this shape. It's kind of flat up top, comes back, and it kind of rounds. Okay, my dog has chosen this exact moment to want to go outside, but I'm going to try and ignore him. Hopefully he doesn't start barking. Now, this is the neck, and it's going to kind of just come a little from outside and in. This is a great lesson in symmetry, actually, because we're looking down on the turtle, he's almost completely symmetrical, except for this part on his eye where he's kind of turned to look at us a little bit. So we're going to start with something that's a little bit like an oval. But when I come in a little darker, I'm going to come up and then kind of flatten his nose, because he actually does have kind of a flat nose up front. And then I'm going to give him this little eye ridge, slight curve, but that's kind of the bump that his eye's under. Maybe kind of a little part of his mouth, maybe a little underbite here. So we're just seeing a bit of his face, right? All right, now we're going to come to his back feet and give a little curved line, and it's kind of going to curve out and then back in. And then we're going to curve out and down. And then again, we're going to do a kind of parallel, but a little bit bigger arc, right? Out and then back in. And then, of course, when you come back in pen, you'll want to kind of smooth some of these. You may even want to make his legs a little narrower at the base and a little wider, because he does use them like little flippers. But the key is really to make them more symmetrical than anything else. Okay, so now to come off with his little arms, we try and have some symmetrical lines. And I like to draw these lines in first so I can really see if I've got them symmetrical. And then I'm going to come in, and this line curves slightly in. So instead of just straight down, I'm going to curve a little bit. Just like I've curved for these, kind of an out and then back in. Now I'm going to have the same kind of angle where I come down and out. And then I want his flipper to be kind of the widest spot is up here. So as it curves out, kind of give it a nice little wide curve. And then try and replicate the other side here. And this is where drawing really lightly gives you the benefit of being able to redraw a few times. All right, so that's pretty much it for the basic outline of our turtle. I'm just gonna come back in with some pen so you can really see exactly what I've done here. Oops, I gave that really too much of a corner, huh? Not a lot of sharp corners on this turtle. All right, now let's think about that shell pattern. So I'm going to erase these lines in the middle. And to find these, most sea turtles have these 3 hexagons here. And so to make these 3 hexagons, I want to make 4 lines, okay? And if you're, try it, again, draw really lightly and get them kind of evenly spaced so that you at about the same length, right, of each line. And then I want you to connect them with kind of an up or down zigzag line, and then to the shell. Kind of an up, down, up, down, up, down, and then back to the shell. Now the thing about the shell is we actually want to have a little inner ring here. Forgot to draw that earlier. So you want this little inner ring. And then from each point, you're going to go out to the edge of the shell. And that's kind of your overall basic pattern of a turtle shell. Now, if you want to, you can get a lot more detail. You can stop here and just color, or you can start adding a bunch of details. If you want to have, they have this kind of texture on their arms. If you want to have that texture, You can draw some lines and then go up, down, up, down, up, down. Maybe some little lines that go up, down, up, down, up, down, and then connect them in kind of creative ways because no two turtles are exactly the same. Same on his little head, although I will say most of the turtles I've seen have a kind of a symmetry on the head. So I would kind of like draw a little line here. That's probably the top of his head. And then maybe I'd have, you know, some shapes that come off of this. I don't know. Play around with it. Find a shape that you like. Now back here on the neck, they end up with just some little lines here, some little creases and folds of skin, and kind of right here where it connects in. Now, if you want to add something that looks like the turtle shell is curved, right? Because we know that the turtle shell is in fact a curved shape. It's not flat, it's got that curve. And then what you would do is shade here where it's like this would be the light spot and this would be the dark spot. So if you're doing colors, same thing. This is your light spot and then in the cracks are the dark spot. And same on his little flippers. You know, they curve, they're not super flat. So you'd have darker around the edges and lighter here. And of course you'd have shadows everywhere that it would, the skin would be kind of like underneath the shell, right? The shell is casting a shadow on all these limbs. So you would have a little bit of color there as well, some darker areas. That's it. I hope you guys will post some pictures of your cute little turtles and maybe some suggestions for what you want me to draw next time. I can't wait to talk to you guys again soon.